Okay, we're back for another recap. Today's Wednesday, December 7th. And guys, this is a really choppy market today. As you can see, just very ugly price action and wasn't the best day for me. Let's just break down what happened. So, price hit this monthly level that I talked about yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, please check that out, where I explain why this is a key level for me. Anyway, we hit the liquidity here and we were expecting to see bullishness, and I also said yesterday that we would see, not that we would, but if we did see an imbalance back through this level, this would be kind of a point of interest where I'd be interested in buying. And if we go right to the beginning of the New York Stock Exchange open, we had already rallied up and left this imbalance untapped, and then saw another run higher at the start of the open, which to me, I really love that, because I look at that as sort of as this move here is sort of like a false start. Like the move isn't really going to happen yet. It's going to first come down and do some business here before rallying. At least that was the mindset I had, because I think if people see this bounce off of here and then it looks really strong and then comes back, there's just a lot of liquidity that builds up here below here, these lows. And so we see, if I jump to the 1 minute, we kind of have these lows here. So I saw this move turn right back down, and I loved this kind of liquidity grab. So it's a liquidity grab into an imbalance at a high time frame level. And for me, I was basically like salivating for this. And what I have on here is not the entry I took. This is sort of the in a picture perfect world, what I would have done differently today. Instead, I saw this move here, this aggressive move here. I think it had gone about 80 to 90 points. And, I just wanted to get in. I saw we had this gap created here, and then we also had a higher gap right here. And I just didn't, originally I put my order right here, but then as it was up here, I said, I don't want to miss this move. And I think it was above here, somewhere like this. And then I had my stop below here. And because I had I kind of got too eager to get into this trade, because I was just stalking it for too long, this whole idea. And I just saw this, I didn't want it to run without me. So I got in higher up, and then I didn't like the risk to reward. This is, again, another just terrible mistake. And I was pretty bullish. But I thought that, I'd at least go for here, which it never went back. It never went back to that level. And then I also had higher targets above, not just the Asia high, but there was a hourly imbalance up here too. So I was just sort of, because I had gotten a less good entry, I kind of tweaked where I wanted to take profit, which was just dumb. And I, ended up getting, once price was up here and then it came back down a couple times, then I tightened my stops and I got taken out, and then I got back in, and then it rallied, and I did take a partial here. So it did kind of make up for, it wasn't a total waste, but it was generally a pretty bad day, because if I just stuck to the more disciplined plan, which is just basically treating this as like a set and forget type of entry, this we're talking about, and then I would have, just targeted at least this level here. I mean, this is a 3R trade at least. And then I probably would have still kept a partial, just because I did believe that we were potentially beginning a bigger move. But it would have just been a better day if I had stuck to the kind of more rigid rules that I have. And I think that's what I need to do, especially when this is kind of counter trend. Just stick to the very rigid rules. Don't get too cute. Don't get too fancy. Sometimes I do that, and I'm trying to get better at it. but because this was just a great entry area. And I think ultimately what's happening is the market's just, it's just a range day. We could see another move below this low or effort to go below this low. But this could bounce tomorrow, so it might be just a day early. If we look at the daily chart, how we closed, as you can see, this was my outline from yesterday, thinking we'd go into below this low and then see a bounce. So it could still go lower. This could be the liquidity grab. That could be all it needs. And then we could see a move up. Who knows what's going to happen, but I think we'll just keep an eye out for another setup tomorrow. But moving forward, especially since we're at the end of the year and the price action just isn't as clean, I'm just going to stick more to my hard and fast rules. Sometimes I look at my rules as more of guidelines. As long as I have the liquidity grab and a structure shift and some sort of logical level to buy from, I kind of get a little fluid with it. Whereas I think in these types of conditions, I'm going to go back to being a little bit more by the book and choosing like on a lower gap to enter from, or below 50%, or just be more conservative, I guess you could say. So that's what happened. No big deal. Just disappointing when you see in hindsight an opportunity or the opportunity that you feel like you should have gotten instead of the one that you came away with. So we'll just do better next time. It's always a work in progress, and see how tomorrow goes. But at least this level, we got what we wanted to see from this level. So the forecasting was good. The analysis was good, but the execution just needs to be more on point. So live and learn. We'll be back tomorrow.